Musketeers, pretty cool story. I have not read the whole book. I do have a lovely little, classic version of it that I'm sure had a whole set of classic books, and I have quite a few of them. Um, Written by Alexandre Dumas. I do not know how to say that in a French sounding way. And all I can think of is Lafayette in Hamilton. How you say anarchy. Anarchy. It's one of my favorite lines. I love it. I read the first 2 chapters. And of course, D'Artagnan is like the young stud who wants to be musketeer more than anything in the world. And he's very impulsive and just alive and passionate and just young, Um, and he has this whole adventure in the first 2 chapters, and it's actually kind of fun to read. Somebody told me that their idea of this book is basically like Boys Will Be Boys. It's basically like a lot of fighting and brawling and, swords and dalliances. The idea that the musketeers are to protect the king. I mean, I think that is the moral backbone in a way. That is their job. That's what they do together. They stick together, that's in culture, the 3 musketeers, that's what that means. Like, we're in this together, all for one and one for all. That's pretty cool. The thing that stuck out to me when I read only the 2 chapters that I read, and then I was like, wow, I cannot read this whole book. For whatever reason, I put it down. Shocker. I mean, I do read entire books, but sometimes, I don't finish the books that I start. At the end of the day, it describes this: satisfied with the way in which he had conducted himself at Meung, without remorse for the past, confident in the present, and full of hope for the future, he retired to bed and slept the sleep of the brave. Now, since we're talking about being brave, I was remembering that line and the idea of courage and the idea of what it means to sleep the sleep of the brave. Because I thought, wow, I kind of want to sleep the sleep of the brave. Like, what does that mean? Now, D'Artagnan is young and he is very brave. He's very fearless. But the author, Dumas, really describes the sleep of the brave as having 3 qualities: without remorse for the past, confident in the present, and full of hope for the future. I feel like the older we get, maybe the harder that is to do. You have more of a past. Like, I remember years ago saying, I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets. Well, when you're like 20, you really don't have a lot of regrets. As you age, as you get older, you have more regrets. You do actually have things that I think you regret. Because I used to say I don't believe in regrets, but I do have some. I have some things that I wish I would have done differently. But we can't dwell on that, right? We can't stay there. It's not helpful. So without remorse for the past is the past. The best thing we can do is move forward and do better, right? Confident in the present. D'Artagnan is like the picture of confidence. He is just doesn't seem afraid of things. He's just very blustery in the way he walks into things. He doesn't seem to worry about not being enough in the moment. He's confident. Maybe even to the point of recklessness. But, we all could use a little more confidence, I think. And hopeful for the future. I mean, that can also be hard too, to have hope for the future. I think as you get older, but like when you're young, I mean, really young, you're like, oh, the future's ahead of me. And D'Artagnan, the future is ahead of him. So it's easy for him to go, I can't wait for all the things that are going to happen. But sometimes as things have happened to us, we feel a little less hopeful and a little more fearful, what the future holds. And yet here it is, the sleep of the brave, having that element of hope. So we've got 3 things: no remorse, confidence, and hope. And that is what Dumas says the sleep of the brave. Those are the ingredients of the sleep. So can we sleep bravely? I think we can.